the champ of the mic on tonight. With a mind so slick and a suit so clean, he's running this ring like a wrestling machine. From gold-plated deals to jaw-dropping schemes, he's the mastermind of your wildest dreams. Stand up, take note, bow down if you can. It's the Brilliant Show with the Brilliant One. He's the man.
Welcome into the Brilliant Show. We got a special guest coming up. We've got Wess Warren in just a minute. Oh, what's going on, Sing Pet? Already in here trolling. King Troll. Yes, you are a bot. What's up, JD? Steven Dixon, what's going on? So before we get started, we got to do the nightly plugs. So check out Mark Out Moments and Palm Water Dave and Amy on Talking Wrestling on YouTube. Go subscribe to them. Check that out. Check out our new merch, the Off the Rails t-shirt, the Brilliant Show Off the Rails t-shirt at Brainbuster Tees. The link is in the description here. So go click on it, support the podcast, get some merch. And look at some of the fans that's already got it. Got hats and shirts, got stickers, got all kinds of things. So go check it out. And also, if you can't listen live, you can always catch us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, Audible, and many, many more. Give us that 5-star rating and review on all podcast platforms. Without further ado, what's going on, Jared? How are you? Yes, Sing Fit. Same to you. Let's bring in one of the rising talents on the independent scene. He's been tearing it up, and one of my favorites to watch. He's cold-blooded. He's Wess Warren.
What's up, Brandon? It's been a while.
You know, I always liked you. You've always been one of my favorites. So why did you blindside me at Lost Art of Wrestling? I've been wanting to ask you that.
Brandon, I had a feeling you were going to ask me that. Look, when you're in a situation like that and you see another man grabbing something that belongs to you, trying to give it to somebody else, I just couldn't let that slide. You know my history with Koloff. All right. And you were managing Koloff. You really think I'm going to let you grab my belt and go hand it to him? You know me better than that, Brandon. Come on. I've been meaning to ask you, though. How is your head, though?
It's fine. It's getting better every day. Nick Wonder says, what's up to everybody? And shortly was eliminated from the Mississippi Rumble. I won the Mississippi Rumble. What are you talking about? I did win the Mississippi Rumble. Stella Wren. Damn, who's the handsome ginger man?
You did not win the Mississippi Rumble, Brandon Turner.
I wasn't never technically eliminated. Kimber Fox didn't count.
I wasn't either. I wasn't ever eliminated either.
Man, what year did you start wrestling?
I started wrestling in February of 2017. That's when I first broke in and started training.
And where was that at? Ego?
Yeah, that was at Pro Wrestling Ego. Nightmare Jeremiah broke me in.
Nobody better could have broke you in.
I know. Real respected vet around the business, so around this area. So I think I got in good.
Oh, you
sure.
did. He's 20 years in, and he's got a lot of knowledge, and he teaches great things. Now, when you got in, what made you decide, hey, I'm gonna be a wrestler? Did you grow up a wrestling fan?
Oh, hell yeah. Since 8 years old, I remember watching wrestling. I think I watched WrestleMania 15. My dad tells me I watched WrestleMania 15 on pay-per-view, but my memory was kind of foggy back then because I was only 6. But I definitely remember tuning in around the Invasion angle in 2001 and early 2002. And in the WWF, obviously. So I started there. And yeah, man, I just grew up watching wrestling the entire time.
So you was never a WCW guy then? You didn't get
I've tuned into WCW here and there with my grandfather because I always remember seeing DDP on Monday Nitro.
Yeah.
But most of the time when it was week to week, I was watching Raw. I was trying to keep up with SmackDown because I didn't get UPN where I lived. So I was always watching Raw. So SmackDown just seemed like a completely different universe to me. That was back when the brand split actually felt like a brand split. So
Yeah,
it was pretty cool back then.
Well, back then too, and I'll say this: like a lot of people want to crap on the invasion angle, and that's fine. It could have been a lot better than what it was.
Oh yeah,
But
definitely.
my thing was coming into 2001, that like January to I want to say about June, that was probably one of the hottest moments in wrestling. People don't give that enough credit. I know they give WrestleMania 17 credit, but from January to June was fire then.
I agree, man. The Royal Rumble that year was probably one of the best ones they ever had. You know, with Kane just throwing everybody over and lasting all the way to the end. And it got hardcore at the end. So, you know, it was really fun to watch. That 3 stages of hell that Triple H and Steve Austin had, awesome. 2001, 2002, the whole Ruthless Aggression era was like, that was my shit. That's
the
what
Ruthless Aggression era was on fire.
I feel like that era, like the Attitude Era, gets talked about a lot, and deservedly so. But I feel like the Ruthless Aggression era sometimes doesn't get talked about enough.
It does.
Just with how good it was overall.
Well, here's my thing too with like, all right, you look at the Ruthless Aggression era, and another underrated year I think in WWE was 2005. I want people to answer this. 2005 was an underrated year because you got Shawn Michaels and Kurt Angle, Batista and Triple H in the Hell in the Cell. You got Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio again, but it was fresh. You got Eddie and Batista. You got a lot of good things in 2005 early on, for real.
I watched every week 2005, and I remember Christmas 2004. I got a gift for a 3-package pay-per-view deal for the first 3 pay-per-views of 2005, which was New Year's Revolution, Royal Rumble, and No Way Out, all in like the lead up to WrestleMania, and I watched all of it. And I ended up buying WrestleMania because of all of it, so it worked.
And that wasn't that WrestleMania Goes Hollywood?
Yeah, that was the first time they went to Hollywood.
Yeah, man, that was a great pay-per-view too. On it, Attitude Era wrestling was hit or miss. It was. If you go back and watch Attitude Era right now, like you go back and watch,
there's a lot of shit in the Attitude Era too that gets overlooked.
Yes, like you go back and watch Ruthless Aggression, you got a lot of good wrestling. You got a lot of good storylines. You go back to Attitude Era, you got some storylines, just not so much good wrestling. It wasn't the best wrestling in the world on that one. But anyway, so you got started in 2017. You started training with Pro Wrestling Ego. Who was some of your influences kind of growing up, like wrestlers that you really liked?
Man, I grew up really liking like Triple H, Edge, Randy Orton, Shawn Michaels. I know those names sound kind of cliche when I put them out there like that, but like that was around the time I grew up watching. So all those guys they were all coming up. They were all young. And they're all trying to, make a name for themselves. So, and like, man, I went back and watched some of like the 80s guys. I really enjoy Ricky Steamboat's work too. I love Ted DiBiase's gimmick. I liked Hulk Hogan for the most part, like his character work. I know he gets a lot of shit these days, but I just like the character of him back in the 80s.
Well, Hogan, I wasn't a fan of Hogan in the 80s or now or any time. Well, I was a fan of him in the NWO, but I'll take this. If it wasn't for Hogan, we wouldn't be doing wrestling what we're doing right now. So you got to give the devil where it's at. And
definitely put it on the map for sure.
Yeah, I mean, he made it mainstream. A lot of people are sitting here talking about the territories, and I love the territories, but like Hogan and McMahon made it mainstream. That's what it is today, and made McMahon a billionaire for sure. So, like growing up and doing that, and then you decide to go to training. What was that first day of actual training like? Because we lost Wes. Hold on, he'll be back in just a minute. But I mean, yeah, 2005 was a very underrated year. Oh, here he goes. He's back, and we'll get back to that.
You said something about my first day of training.
Yeah, what was your first day of training like? Because I know walking in there, not knowing what the hell you're doing.
Man, my first day of training was in Byram, Mississippi. I pulled up to it was at a little church gym, Byram Baptist Church. And I'd never been in Byron, Mississippi before in my life, so I didn't know where the hell I was going. So I drive all. Have you ever been there, Brandon?
Yes,
Did you ever
I
go back
have.
there? You did? Okay, so you know where it
Right
is.
outside
So
of Jackson.
I have a feeling you may have been there. So yeah,
Yes.
you know where it is. So I pull up and I see the church, and I see a few cars out in the front, and then I see another car parked over very far on the right in the grass, or maybe it was like right next to the building. But I see Nightmare get out, and he got long hair at the time, jacked tattoos everywhere. Sitting in my car, I'm like, the fuck did I just get myself into? But I walked in there, man. There was probably, God, 10 people maybe in there training. They were all brand new too. Maybe a few of them had been there a few times, but everybody was still very, very new. And I don't really remember much from the first day of training, other than like doing a bunch of. I know they made us run and do squats and push-ups and stuff. So, yeah, a lot of those guys that only one guy out of that group that I started with like ever like continued on for any significant amount of time. They all dropped off like very, very fast.
I was fixing to say, I mean, with 10 in there, I was going to say at the most there was 2 that got out of it. And we already knew one was you. So I'm looking at it because, like, when I went and did training the first time, I'm the only one out of all of them that even went on to do anything in wrestling. And, like, it's just hard. Nowadays is a little bit different. I know you're still within the era of that, but like right now, you go to training, you're wrestling next week in some places, and it's
I'll admit, I feel like I was kind of like looking back on it. I feel like I was kind of thrown in the ring a little fast because I think I had my first match after like 3.5, 4 months. But yeah, I felt like maybe another 5 or 6 months may have been better. Look, knowing what I know now, I probably feel like I definitely should have, cooked a little longer, as they say.
Well, Shannon Henderson's got some. I still dig the blue and yellow babyface Wess Warren gear.
Oh God, Shannon, come on, man. That was my first set of custom gear. That looked like shit, and you knew it. I sold that gear, man. I couldn't look at it no more. Everybody starts somewhere, but yeah.
I've been trying to buy some merch from him, but he's always sticking me with the middle finger. Hey,
Retro Maniac, I've never given you the middle finger ever. Trust me, I'm not past it at all. But I've never done that.
People quit after 3 or 5.
Hey, that's funny you say that, Nick, because I remember one of the ego shows I was at. It was very early on. Nightmare told me that most wrestlers last about 3 to 5 years, actually. And luckily, I've been able to last longer than that. So I remember when he said that, it's like, I'm going to try to last longer than that, just so I don't fall in that category.
There's Sing Pet.
Sing Pet. Stick your finger somewhere else.
He's retired and still trolling. I'm lucky to say that I'm still.
He's retired like 8 times.
With the guy I started with day one with. Yeah, you sure are. Because there's a couple of guys that you started with day one, Nick Wonder, that's still around, though. I'm pretty sure a couple of them at least. Not many. But
Nick.
Yeah.
7 times Sing Pet. Well,
so
what's the record? What's the record of retirements?
Oh yeah, Terry Funk had about.
Sing Pet's gonna break it.
Yeah, he will. He'll do it just in spite there. Real talk, Wes is the man. I love trolling him. It's because he's so good that makes it worth it. Worth my while.
I need to bring something up to Retro. Y'all can correct me if I'm wrong, but when I tuned into the show last week that he was on, y'all talking about video games. And I liked all that because I grew up playing stuff like that too. But it was weird. I did not one time hear any of y'all talk about the Zelda franchise.
You know what? I thought about that.
Am I wrong?
Too.
You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember hearing it.
Because
not one time did I hear anybody say anything about Zelda.
I was sitting there the other day and I was thinking, we did not even mention Zelda at all.
Nope.
Like, not one time. And I was sitting there thinking, gosh, that was one of the greatest.
So, yeah, Retro Maniac, explain yourself for that.
Yeah. Because I played the hell out of Zelda. First show I bought my kids to Wess Warren, didn't break kayfabe for nothing. Kayfabe, how do you spell it? You spelled it right. Some people don't even know what that is. Suge White's up in here.
Jesus. Hey, Suge.
Suge's always up in there. He likes coming and trolling too. Why
Yeah,
he ducking?
him Sing Fit are like the troll buddies.
Jace Miles wants to know why you're ducking him.
I didn't duck you, Jace. The company shut down.
Well, I don't know how you can duck Jace anyway. He's already so low to the ground.
Hey, I didn't duck him in the Mississippi Rumble because I nailed him right in the chest with that clothesline like I always do. So
you know, out of all the
he can't duck me. I know how to hit him.
You know, bringing up Zelda, they've never done a movie on Zelda, and I thought they would have done one on Zelda.
I've seen like some fan made like teaser trailers, but yeah, nothing official.
It's just not his genre. That's what Retro said.
I get it, but yeah. Zelda's still a classic though.
Now, what year was it? Was it 2019 you won the Great Southern 8?
Yeah. 2019.
Yeah, because I was there that night, and
that was when the ring broke.
Yeah, the third
no, not the ring, but the rope, the bottom rope.
Yeah, the third rope broke, and y'all had to wrestle the top 2 ropes, and that was it come down to you and Ray, right?
Yeah, it did. It came down to me and Fury. That was the first time me and him ever wrestled. So in a one-on-one match. Was in the finals of the Great Southern 8 that day.
No, we didn't talk no RPGs. We're gonna do that on the next one. We're gonna have to talk that one on the next one. I was just never a big fan of the RPGs. Now Zelda, I was a big fan of, but I liked beat 'em ups when I was doing stuff.
I preferred beat 'em ups too. I mean, Zelda was kind of like a beat 'em up. It had beat 'em up elements into it.
Well,
anyway.
You know, it had that open world too. Like you could you could go around to everything in that. That was like one of the first games where you could just, on Nintendo, because you had Super Mario Brothers platform, and then you had the
Ocarina of Time was my favorite. Majora's Mask.
Retro Maniac, we're definitely coming back. We got a lot more to cover. I want to get into some other stuff because we got that. But Wes, with the Great Southern 8 being a tradition and being one of Pro Wrestling Ego's, biggest events, what was it like? Like, how did you feel capturing that title? Since you knew that, you trained with Ego, you trained with Nightmare, you wrestled for Ego, and then here you are winning their biggest prize.
I felt like I had a bit of a something to prove after I won it because, like, I heard some stuff that like maybe people didn't agree with that I should have won it, and so I felt like I had a bit of a chip on my shoulder after it. I felt proud to win it because I knew the history of like who had won it and what it meant, but I felt like a bit like I didn't feel like it was like a final end game moment or anything. I felt like it was more of like a beginning to prove something else.
Here's Monty tuning in. Yeah, and you did, but you know what? Coming from 2019 to where you're at now is like a total transformation. You were good then, but like now you're on that top level. You're one of those on the top echelon of independent wrestlers around here. When I think of it, I look at you, I look at Koloff, I look at Ray Fury. I'm even gonna go out there on a limb. I throw Braxton Hunter in there as well. Christian Blake. Oh, you rolled your eyes on that one. But I'm just joking.
Oh, with Braxton?
Yeah,
man, me and Braxton been going to each other's throats for years.
I know, and I've seen.
I don't think it's gonna stop. So, but I think he prefers it that way too. So, and I do too. So.
Yeah, I mean it's good. I had Braxton on here last week. It was great. But that was another thing I wanted to talk about. Like I talked to Braxton about it. Like one of the best matches I've ever seen. I wish I could have saw it live. I got to see it on YouTube through some video. But one of the best matches because you cannot. It's hard to capture somebody's attention for 1 hour and you to go in a 4-way, which is a difficult match on the independent scene in itself to really pull off. And you, Jordan Job, Braxton Hunter, and Vladimir Koloff tore the house down in one of the greatest matches I believe I've seen on the independent scene. It was an Iron Man match, a fatal 4-way Iron Man match. What was your thoughts on that? And going an hour.
Man, going into that match, I know everybody else did this too, but like I was just in the gym constantly trying to make sure I could go an hour. Like the number of times I probably went 45 minutes to an hour on the Stairmaster. I tried to do that almost at least, if not every other day, like every day. But man, going an hour was different because I feel like most people wait for the last 10 minutes in Ironman matches. So it is hard to keep their attention for 50 minutes or so. So I just think like I feel like we all like kind of like our careers are called forever intertwined because of that match. Like no matter what we do. And it won the Pro Wrestling 225's match of the year for that year too. So yeah, man, that Iron Man match was wild. It was a lot of fun though. I felt sore for many days after that. And I know everyone else did too.
Oh, I'm sure you probably stove up real good. Here's my thing, like, and then when I say, when I know a lot of people are going to say, well, what about so and so as a wrestler? When I'm talking about, putting people out there as the top echelon of wrestlers, I'm talking about the well-traveled, the ones that travel to different places and have been all over the world, or all over the U.S. at least. I won't say the world, but all over the U.S. That's what I'm saying when I do my top tens and stuff like that's what I mean. I want to fight Wes. Asian Allen, you just got out of training. You'll be on here
Asian
Monday
Allen,
night.
go do some more rolls, man. You ain't ready for this shit.
Yeah, you're not nowhere near that level yet, buddy.
Go run the ropes.
Oh man,
Green
Willie
Dick.
Buck. Wess Warren, what's up?
Willie Buck, what's up?
Asian Allen would be an epic match, maybe in about 10 years. Asian Allen just got out of training. He's got.
I might be done in 10 years. I'm just kidding.
No, I doubt that. I hope not. Anyway,
if Asian Allen's still around in 10 years, I will be done in 10 years. So.
Oh yeah, Wes and Toby, that cage death match. Tell me about that, because I really do want to know about a death match. Because I was like, Wess Warren in a death match with Toby Farley.
I'll give you the story. I just need to know if Shannon will allow me to tell what happened after the match, like what the repercussions of all that shit was.
Shannon, can he tell what happened after the match, the repercussions after the match? And
let me know, because I'm not sure every single chat's like popping up on the screen. But
State of Mind is a great band. It's a great band.
Oh yeah, they did Paranoid. The cover of Paranoid.
Here it is. Here it is.
Okay, yeah. All right, Shannon, cool. So me and Toby had a death match, and it was a steel cage death match. And man, there were fucking light tubes, barbed wire, broken doors everywhere, and we were just knocking light tubes over each other. And glass was going everywhere. And luckily, I think the saving grace for the fans was the cage was kind of blocking some of it. But I mean, it's not like the glass couldn't make it through the holes anyway. But yeah, I think anyway, me and Toby ended up getting AWF shut down for an entire year because of that match.
The commission came in.
Yeah. Yeah, whole year.
Yeah.
Man, it was a wild match, man. It was it's something I wanted to do, just say I did it. And I feel like at this point I'm good on that stuff, so I don't want anybody to think I have a death match itch. But but I'm not afraid to do shit like that, obviously.
Death matches, man, maybe every now and then, but like some people just go to the extreme with it. Yes, Simon Phillips is another one. Suge White's another one. I'm talking top echelon guys. These are them. Yes. When it comes to that, let's see.
You want to talk about somebody ducking me? Simon Phillips has been ducking me for years over a singles match. So
really,
hell yeah, yes.
Yeah, I know you ran 2 months later, Shannon, in Loosedale, wasn't it? Let's see here. But all right,
I think it was just in the state of Alabama. He got
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
because I think it was State Line, right? You were running in a little bit.
Yeah, they were running State Line and Loosedale, and it may have been State Line if they were doing things. What about the Ginger Avengers?
The Ginger Avengers need to reunite. It's been too long.
Do you prefer singles matches over tag matches?
Singles matches over tag matches? I'd say tag, honestly, because like I just feel like there's more potential for drama with everybody involved. Not that you can't get drama plenty out of a singles match, but I just feel like you can get there's more room for creativity with a tag match. So I'd have to say tag match just for the overall possibilities of it. But singles matches can definitely make magic too.
Wes and Corey are a power tag. Yeah, I forgot about you and Corey Constantine being a tag team.
Yeah, we're the 225 tag team champions right now. Make a hell of a team too.
Yeah, Corey's he's another great talent that I've been watching for years, and he's just been killing it. And when I look at
I've
like
always liked Corey's work.
style, yes, Corey's style, he's got like that strong style, like he does, and he can mix it up with the new school stuff as well. Ginger Avengers versus Measure Up. Oh, Braxton Hunter's in here. Look at him. We were talking about him.
See,
Here he comes.
always at my throat. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. I think T Gaines probably wants to crack at me anyway. What happened to 225 recently? So,
Whoa, what happened? Well, fill us in. Not everybody's seen it.
Do what?
I said not everybody's seen it, so fill us in on what happened with T Gaines.
It'll come out on Unleashed in a couple weeks, but let's just say she was somewhere where she probably shouldn't have been. And Braxton was too, because he always is.
Stella's speaking in. Braxton Hunter, tell someone to book it. Hey, she's calling for it right now. Let's do it.
Let's run it.
There's Stephen Posey. Oh yeah. So, like being in the Iron Man matches, you've been in such great matches. Like the Iron Man match, you went for an hour, and then you won the 2025 Mississippi Rumble. And you spent a good amount of time in it.
Yep. So, and I remember the previous Mississippi Rumble, I spent like almost an hour in that too.
Yeah. Yes, I remember that very well. Yeah.
And then the Super Gold Rumble earlier was in for a while. I don't remember how long, but yep.
Yeah. So
I was putting time in the Rumbles in the last couple of years.
Man, you have. And because how many are you? You were there when I owned it at AWA. I know you was in the Rumble that year. You also came in and filled in for somebody because you was only going to be there for one night, but you ended up being at the Celebration 2 nights in a row.
Oh yeah,
filled in for Cruel and came in to take on Nightmare in that match, which people are still talking about to this day. How good?
Yeah, I'm still feeling it too because I got a chip in my elbow because of it. Yeah, but I'm still feeling it. Nightmare's been fucking me up for years, man.
He really has. He does it to everybody. I'm sorry, Nightmare, you're not unsafe. Anyway.
No, not at all. I don't understand that whole shit either.
I don't either, man. I mean, he's the nicest person. He's going to put himself through more hell than he is.
The stiffest thing Nightmare's ever done to me was hit me with a kendo stick. And it's a kendo stick, so, I mean, it's going to sting. But that's it.
But that weekend, we had an Airbnb. You were there, and you got to hang out with Hammerstone a little bit. What was that like picking his brain?
Man, I remember I drove him back from the show to the Airbnb we were staying at, and I just kind of he just kind of told me what his mindset was looking at the wrestling business and how you should approach it. And people to reach out to. But we didn't talk for super long, but what we talked about was definitely helpful.
Yeah, because he was a really
I asked him a lot about his fitness routine too. So
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so we went to eat at Waffle House that night, the night that Holiday was there. It was we took Hammerstone and Holiday to eat at the Waffle House, and I'm sitting here listening to their order. And like Hammerstone's got
I noticed that too.
10 egg whites.
I noticed that too. Richard Holiday ordered like a bunch of egg whites and like 2 chicken breasts, just grilled it. It's like,
I mean, it was like a hell of an order.
I see what they have to do now on the road like this because it is tough to eat on the road, for sure.
And then I know you noticed that he had his he had his meal preps. Even on the road, he still had some meal preps with him, and he stuck to everything. His regimen. I remember we was going to take him to the airport that Sunday morning, and it was like, God, it was like 3 a.m. So he didn't get no sleep. I didn't get no sleep. And I went and picked him up. And as I'm driving him down to New Orleans, he starts talking to me a little bit. And I'm like, dude, you want to get you some rest before you got to get on the plane? And he was just telling me, how good my guys did, how they stepped up, how they really, he mentioned you, he mentioned Koloff, he mentioned Chris Papps. He was just talking about, because he was in the match with Koloff night one, and he basically came into the building and went right out to the ring to take on Koloff. And
I remember when he walked in. Yep.
and then him and Papps had the match night 2, and they tore the house down.
Oh, they had a great match.
And he was just talking about how he sometimes hated indie wrestling because of the way it was, but he said he really enjoyed that. He went on at that point to get signed with TNA, and but me and him stayed in contact, and we still talk every now and then. And he says if I ever open up a company, he'll work for me anytime. So I appreciate that kind of words and stuff as well. But yeah, that weekend was fun, and just kind of getting to pick his brain, because he does have a smart mindset to the business, and he has a real business mindset to it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. So diving into a couple other things, like back to some of your earlier days, I can remember you being AWA was fun until it died.
It was. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, it was always fun. I had some blast too. I hate that it's gone, but yeah, man. Like when you first jumped in, I know you were deep into Battle Zone at one point, and you were taking on a guy that I don't even know if he still wrestles. I know he was still around. Was Colt Storms? You and him had some matches as well.
Yeah.
How was those?
I don't remember too much from him, honestly. I don't remember it being bad though, but I didn't think he was bad or anything in the ring. But I don't really remember too much from him. I've had a number of matches since then.
Oh yeah, you've had a lot of matches since then.
Yeah.
I was just bringing up old opponents just to see where we're at. Okay, let's go to the next one. Like you're the Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight champion right now because of me.
Because of you, yeah. I couldn't have done it with you. Are the greatest manager in the way, but just not.
I know you shook my hand and all.
I know. I gave you your props. Like you're a great manager, man.
But I wasn't trying to get it.
You don't get enough credit. You don't get enough credit.
But you're the Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight champion. Being with Paul, and I think you were on his first show, was it?
Yeah, I was on the pre-show match on the very first show, and then on the main card and later in the night. But yeah, I've been there ever since the start. Yeah,
and you was actually, I think it was the second show when Ray took on Gino. I think you were in the ladder match, and I think you Death Valley driver Braxton Hunter through a door.
I sure did. That
was a hell of a ladder match because Koloff won it.
I know.
I had to bring that up.
You and Koloff, man.
But
you and Koloff. How much is he paying you, Brandon?
He's not paying me anything yet.
You can tell me.
Just a couple thousand. That's about it, As long as I say the good things. But anyway, so you've been around.
What happened to Asian Allen? He's still here?
No, he disappeared. He's went back to training.
Jesus.
So how many states have you wrestled in? Oh, you did that to Wes. Okay. Vice versa. I figured it was.
Oh yeah, he did. Sorry, I got bat brain. So
somebody went through a door. I knew it was.
Yeah, it was me. It was me. It's been a while. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean it's been six.
What were you asking, Brandon?
Yeah. Was I there?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was there. I was live there. Yes. Let's see. So this is Josh Crow. Let's talk facts when you get a moment. Who's Josh? Where's Josh Crow and who is he? This ain't Josh Crow. This is Wess Warren.
I have no idea who Joshua Crow is.
I don't either. But this ain't Josh Crow. This is Wess Warren, and his name ain't Josh either. So there you go. That was one of the best moments of my early career. Don't take from me. I'm not gonna take it from you, Bryce. I'm gonna let you have it, baby. I'm gonna let you have
You
it.
can have that, Braxton. I'll give it to you. You gotta have
was
something.
fun. I've seen you and Braxton have so many matches over the years, like from wrestling in a dark fire department in the middle of COVID and heat, and y'all killing it, to, recently, y'all doing the Iron Man, to other stuff that y'all have done. So, I mean, yeah, Braxton's been right there neck and neck through your career as well.
I think it's because we share a birthday is why we can't get away from each other.
You know what's funny?
Not many people know that.
Well, if you don't mind.
But my most hated rival has the same birthday as me. But he copied me because he came like 4 or 5 years after me. So he copied me, Braxton, and you know you did.
Well,
I know you're watching the comments.
It's funny you share a birthday with somebody that you have a rivalry with, but also somebody that you love at the same time. All three of y'all have the same birthday. That's wild.
Yep.
Let's see here. Stephen Posey. Brax needs to go heel and join the Killjoys.
I agree. Enough of this tip
At least
stuff.
you spelled heel
No,
right.
no more tip touching. No more pillar. Braxton. No more. No more of this tip
you
shit.
have no idea when.
I don't want to know that. So I don't want to know that.
Oh, okay. Hold on. Oh, okay. I am Josh Crow. I brought up the O'Malley interview. Okay. Some facts were left out, and I would love to tell the whole story. Hey, DM me.
Oh,
We'll
okay.
talk about it. We'll talk about it. Okay. I
I
thought
don't think I caught that.
Yeah, I didn't either. I have to. I mean, the comments are coming so fast that I can't catch it. But yeah,
I can't see the chat and everything at the same time. So
Stephen Posey, that's not
oh
happening.
wow, these people are just
it's popping off, man. I can spell Brandon, even though I'm from Louisiana. Look at you, Stephen. You can spell. That's good. Damn, Wes low key like me. Wanted me to join his little gang.
It's not that I like him. It's just I feel like he could be an asset to the Killjoys.
Oh, yeah, Braxton's an asset.
I don't want to come feed your chickens. I don't even know what that means.
I remember you used to wrestle at Elite Championship Wrestling, Florida, back in the day.
Yeah, I remember those. That was a few years ago. In Gulf Breeze. Those are fun shows. In that little building. Then we go to the country gym afterwards and have a good time.
That sounds fun. You're popular people, Wes. Let's see here. The chief.
You're probably right, Steven.
We'll give you that one.
No, that's what the tips are. That's what that means. Yeah.
So, Wes, like, out of all these matches, you've had death matches, you've had ladder matches. What's some of just name me 2 or 3 of your favorite matches that you've been in?
2 or 3 of my favorite. Well, that Iron Man match is up there. I'm not sure which order this is, but Iron Man. We had another triple threat with 3 of the 4 guys in that Iron Man later in that year. Last summer, it was me, Braxton, and Koloff. Just us 3. And I really enjoyed that match. Not just because of the fact that I won, but I just really enjoyed, like, I watched it back and I just really enjoyed, like, the intensity was there between the whole thing. And that was when Stella Wren took the cannonball. And so yeah, it was a really fun match. And as for the third match, I'm not really sure.
Well, Sammy Riot says you've never beat him.
Sammy Riot? I've never beaten Sammy Riot. Maybe you should change that, Sammy. You could do it twice. But I don't know. I think that death match was probably up there in terms of like just being memorable for me. Like all those stick out to me.
I had Toby Farley on the show on the King of Wrestling podcast back in the day, and you were on there as well. But I had Toby on there, great guy to talk to. Had an enjoyable time. What was your experience like with Toby?
Toby was really great to work with. He's so like knowledgeable about like what to do in the ring, what not to do. That was one of the big things. I always try to I always want to know what not to do, mainly. So and Toby has some of the hardest chops I've ever taken, easily. He likes that Japanese style where he lays it in with his forearm too. Really stiff, but I don't know. I feel like it kind of wakes me up though when stuff like that happens. So I didn't mind it. I didn't complain about it. But yeah, it was always fun working with Toby. I've worked him a few times other than just that death match. Worked him in a singles. I think I had a tag match with him, and maybe another singles. But he's actually the one that he took the last time we wrestled each other. He beat me for the DCW heavyweight belt. So yeah, that's been a while. I'd love to mix it up with him again too, because he always brings it, and he knows I do too. So, and I know he's been to Japan recently too. So
yeah,
it'd be a real fun match to run back if anybody's listening out there.
A couple times.
Toby Farley.
Says, let's make it happen. You do have the Lost Art of Wrestling Championship, heavyweight championship. I would love to take that from you.
Ooh, Sammy, keep working your way up.
Sammy's starting to get what's the word I'm looking for? Grapefruits, because he's calling out my client. He's calling out you. I mean,
hey, I'll give Sammy this. He's getting a lot better. So that first pre-show match, Sammy was in with me. So it Lost Art of Wrestling. So he's come a long way. So
oh yeah, Sammy's great talent. And I always
I think he's going to get nothing but better too.
Sing Pet writes down, chop Wes hard. How can you chop him hard if you're retired, Sing Pet? Maybe
Sing Pet, you got to come out of retirement.
Did you see the picture of him today?
Sing Pet.
Yeah, I mean, nobody's seen him in months, and then he comes out and he's like got a gray goatee, wrinkles. He looks like he's 70.
Oh, he probably just took the dye out. That's probably just natural. Yeah. He probably just flushed all the shit off his face.
Oh man! So you wrestled, like we said, Toby. You wrestled him. Somebody had mentioned it. I can't remember. I think it was Timothy Davis had mentioned it earlier that the first match he saw you in was against Breslin, and at AWF. What was it like being with Breslin? Breslin's a pretty cool dude as well. So, what was your thoughts being in the ring with him?
I like working Breslin. Thought me and him had some good matches. We only had, I think we had 3, but he always brings it too. I mean, my tag team partner in the Killjoys, Lacora, helped bring him up and help train him. So I know he got toughened up the right way. So yeah, I've always enjoyed working Breslin. If you want to run it back, John, you know where I'm at.
Steve Anthony versus Wess Warren would be a great match. Yes, it would. It was going to happen at
It happened.
Lost Art. Oh, it did
happen at Lost Art. It happened last year.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Well, I was out last year. See, I didn't see it.
Yeah, it happened like last September, I think. Or no, it was the night I won the Lost Art of Wrestling heavyweight title because I had that briefcase.
Okay, because see, that was why
that was last December. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wasn't.
It needs to happen again, Jarrett. Yeah, you're right. That is true. And it could on August 2nd.
Yeah, well, what was supposed to happen back in May? Was it May? Not May. What was Lost
February?
No, it was the one where
it hasn't been scheduled booked yet. It was never.
Well, I thought that was the night that you were supposed to take him on was when Barry had to come in.
That's right. Yeah. Steve couldn't make it that night.
Yeah, because of traffic and all that stuff. And
yeah, that's right.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, you and Bordell had a match at AWA. I think it was the second time y'all had a match, but y'all had a match there. What was your thoughts with being in the ring with him? Because Bordell is going to bring it each and every time, and he's going to make you earn everything.
It was like the same kind of deal with Toby. Just really, really snug. Like he does this thing in the ring where he'll try to not dance around you, but he's trying to feel you out. And I tried to let people know that never wrestled him before about how he does that, because sometimes that'll freak people out. But it didn't me, because I kind of knew what it was going to be. But man, yeah, Vordell is he's definitely he's one of the strongest guys I've ever been in the ring with. He just has that strength.
Yeah, he don't know his own strength at all.
He just has that strength that he can move you if he wants to, for sure. And he likes to get on the floor.
Oh no,
he definitely likes to get on the floor. He's not afraid to take a suplex on the floor at all. And I mean, being as as muscular as he is, he probably didn't even feel it, honestly.
Dude,
just man, but yeah, I like to work for Vordell again. He's leaned out a lot too since I wrestled him.
Yeah,
so probably a lot faster, a lot more dangerous.
Vordell, man, I can remember watching him take Rick Steiner down.
Dude, I heard about that. I heard about that before I wrestled him. I was like, I'm gonna do everything I can to stay on this man's good side.
because I mean, dude,
if he can fuck up Rick Steiner, he can definitely do it to me.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, Rick Steiner was taking liberties with him, and
yeah, that's what I heard.
And he
was being a little unsafe with him, and Vordell just, I don't care who you are, you're not doing that shit to me.
And the thing is, it wasn't one time, it was twice. So it wasn't a fluke. He did it twice to him. So I mean, that's wild. Let me ask you this, because if I can't remember correctly, I don't remember, because this is where I get the bad brain. Was you a part of the Heritage hoax?
Oh God, yes, I was.
Oh my God, because I got Doc Gracie and Brett Landry going to talk about it soon, but give me your side, because Vordell got paid. I know
he was one of the few that got paid.
You did not? Did you not get paid?
Nope, I didn't get paid. I wrestled twice, and you know what the funny part is? We were in Vicksburg. That's where I was born at.
Oh.
I wrestled twice.
And y'all were at the casino.
Didn't get paid.
Right?
Do what?
Y'all were at the casino, right?
Yeah, Bali Casino.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Oh man, dude, what was that like going in there? Because I wasn't there. I know Tommy Parker. I've been around Tommy Parker when he was doing stuff with TCW. He was in Meridian one night, ran a show, and had Tarver from NXT on there.
Mm-hmm.
And Tarver went out to take on, I can't remember who he took on the main event. Some big jack dude. But Tommy left during that match, and Tarver was looking for his money at the end of the night.
What year did that happen?
2012 or 13.
Man, and then he came around nearly 10 years later and did the same shit again.
That's the way he is, man. He'll show up.
I remember somebody telling me about that. He'll do something like that, disappear for 8-10 years, and then do it again. Yeah. Tommy Parker did them over the years. That's what I've heard. And he got us too.
Look, I was. Man,
I showed up to that building, and there was a good number of people already there when I got there, and there was no ring set up. I didn't know where Tommy Parker was. Everybody was wondering where the ring was. I had to go off into another part of the casino where the hotel rooms were, right next to it, and do some interviews, and which I'd never seen before, and which ultimately amounted to nothing. But there was no ring there, and I remember it was like 30 minutes. Do what?
I believe Frankie was the one that ended up getting somebody to bring a ring, wasn't it?
Yeah, Tommy didn't have a ring, so he had to call in a last-second ring from this guy. I think he lived in Shreveport. You can correct me if I'm wrong, whoever was involved in that. But yeah, they had to call in a ring last second, and it was 30 minutes before the doors open, right? And we still have no ring, and the doors open, and I'm not kidding you. It was me, Frankie Thomas, and a few other fans and maybe somebody else there. But I definitely remember there were fans helping us set the fucking ring up. It was so awful. The fact that
Man.
a show even happened that night is a miracle.
Man,
But it
look,
didn't matter because nobody got paid anyway.
here's the funny thing. Like, Tommy, when he was doing it here in Meridian that time, and he did it at the Frank Cochran Center when he brought Tarver in. I saw Jim Duggan was there. Bobby Eaton was there. You know, they were signing autographs and stuff, but they were there. And I remember Tarver came out for the main event because I was helping like set up, do stuff just because I wanted to be a part of it. It's in my hometown, blah, blah, blah. And I remember being like in the locker room deal when Tarver came through and he's like, "Oh, that was a good match," blah, 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 talking about it. He's like, "Hey, where's Tommy? I need my envelope." I saw him there. And he went out there, and like when you walk out to the side, and at the time at the Frank Cochran Center, when you was leaving like the locker room, it was into the concession stand, and there was the bathrooms there and all this. He comes out looking for him. He walks out back. He don't see his car. Dude come back in and went ballistic. And it was just like, yep.
I remember in Vicksburg, like, we saw Tommy before the show briefly, like right when the ring got set up, and then he disappeared for the entirety of the show. Like, through the entirety of the show, we didn't see him until it was over and it was time to get paid. And then we all are gathering around him trying to get paid, all that. He's shuffling through money, but he ain't handing none of it out. And then he ends up telling me that he's going to cash at me my money. And I was like, okay. And I guess I was just ignorant at that time about it, because I wasn't privy to the guy. That was my first interaction with him. I know better now, but
yeah. Some at Mississippi Nightmare. Let me just say this too, like with the cash apps and stuff. Like when somebody's saying they're going to cash app you, you better stand right there while they cash app you live, because I could have told you when I found out that Tommy was running, I'd already been a part of, or not a part of it, because
I normally feel that way too, especially if it's somebody I've never like worked with before. I wouldn't do that with, but like there's a promoter or two that pays me through Cash App like every time, but like I've worked for him for a few years, so it's no big deal.
Oh, he's still around. He's in hiding, but he's still around. He'll come back out.
He still lives near Vicksburg in Eagle Lake.
Yep. So, don't tell that. Doc Gracie will be on his way up there.
No,
right
Doc,
now.
go ahead. Okay.
But I go to Eagle Lake all the time. But the thing is like with Tommy, man, like you look at it. If Vordell Walker walks up to you and says, "I need my money now," what are you doing?
You're gonna give him his money.
You're damn right you are.
Or supper.
Oh my God. I don't even know if I could even have the balls. And I'll do just about anything, but I don't know if I could stiff Vordell Walker on money.
Yeah, dude, I couldn't stiff anybody. That's such a piece of shit thing to do.
It is. And
if you don't have enough money to pay the talent in the locker room, needs to be your first priority.
Exactly. Well, let me ask you this too on the crowd that night. Was there a crowd?
Barely, maybe 50 people. The funny thing is, he told like a bunch of people, including myself, that he was going to get us on like AEW, Ring of Honor, and MLW, and all this bullshit. And most of the time, when somebody tells you that, especially if you've never heard of them before, they're full of shit. 100%.
Oh, exactly. They very much full of shit. Anybody that I don't give a shit.
Full of shit.
I don't care who tells you, "Hey, I'm gonna get you to AEW. I'm gonna get you to Ring of Honor. I'm gonna get you to so and so." No, you're not.
I mean, there may be a few select people out there, like I think like Booker T School, but like, man, I mean, come on.
Jason
like I said, especially somebody you've never heard of before, like that.
No Cash App in 2005. You're right there. I'll say this though. Like, if I don't care, like if you're on the independent scene and somebody tries to hand you a paper check as payment, you already in trouble.
I don't think I've ever gotten paid with a check, so
let's hope you don't. Because anytime they start handing you a check, That means that check's about to bounce.
Mm-hmm.
That's what retro. I put it up there, but that's what he said. Many cases of wrestlers not being paid for their work. How does that even slide? Well, first off, a lot of it's got to do with if you're not getting paid, the promoter, like Tommy Parker, mostly bolted. Now, there's been instances where I've heard like promoters, I don't want to mention any names, but I'll just say like that have not paid people that skipped out. I don't know how they're still running shows, but I'm not talking about DCW either. I'm talking about others that I've heard, but it really don't slide, especially if you got the right people.
No, man, if you start stiffing people, you're going to get a bad reputation for sure. It's not going to.
Well, that's just like
This is the wrestling business after all, so.
If that shit bounces,
Yeah, it'll bounce, man.
It's gonna bounce all day long. But now I brought up something I do want to talk about. Let's talk about DCW. You was DCW heavyweight champion for a while there. You was going down there back and forth, and you did get paid, right? No, I mean I know you did. I ain't gonna ask that question.
I did get paid by DCW, yes. By everybody that's ever owned it, I have.
Yep, Gene, Tommy,
Gene. I'll give Gene this. Look, Gene's a great guy. He brought me in one time, and the second time he brought me in again, and I ended up getting in the ring before the show, and I ended up breaking my ankle pretty bad. I couldn't wrestle that night. Yep, but Gene still paid me. So even though I showed up, couldn't work, totally couldn't work at all, he still paid me. So yeah, Gene's a great guy.
Gene was a very stand-up guy, and me and you had even talked about that when you came down to Diamond that night.
Mm-hmm.
We'd been sitting there, and I kept getting in Gene's ear, Brian Wess, and then you come in and break your ankle, and I'm just like, shit. Now you're out for a while, and if I'm not mistaken, and I know this is probably going to piss some people off, it was against MT2, wasn't it, in the ring that night?
It was. We were just going over something in the ring, and my ankle just didn't work. I was trying something I probably should have. I don't know. Probably shouldn't have done, but.
Yeah, well, I mean, things can happen anyway. It doesn't matter. I know that was just kind of going through the motions or whatever, but at the same time, it can happen at any time.
It was just a freak accident. I don't think it was his fault or my fault, but just kind of a shitty situation.
I mean, and it does happen that way.
Yeah, I mean, I hear stories all the time of wrestlers. Like most of the time when wrestlers, like just the other week on Raw, Liv Morgan hurt her shoulder. Taking a drop toe hold, like a face bump, something very basic you learn in wrestling school in the first week, and I heard Edge, tore his Achilles doing a leapfrog, jumping over somebody. So it always happens when you least expect it.
Was it the monkey flip accident? No, I don't think. Was it?
Yeah, it was. I was trying to do you've seen the thing where the guy takes the monkey flip out of the corner and lands on his feet?
Yes.
I was trying to do something like that, and it didn't work.
Yeah,
didn't work.
I remember that night because you went right down the road to the medical facility, didn't you? And
yeah, luckily the hospital was literally like within walking distance. Yeah, not that I could walk there, but
yeah, you had to go past it.
It couldn't have been in a better location, honestly. Unless they were just there immediately, it couldn't have been in a better spot.
Yeah, because I've
been in some shows out in bumfuck nowhere where miles away from civilization, and it could have been way worse.
Definitely. Let's see here. I don't think you didn't have to have surgery for that, did you?
Luckily, I did not. It healed on its own. I just stayed in the boot and on crutches for a few months. And I took a little longer than usual to come back because I heard from somebody that, like, for wrestling, once you feel like you're 100%, wait like 2 weeks to a month, even longer. It's like, because you need to be completely healed to do this. You don't need to be 90% or 95. You got to be 100.
Yep. Nick
You have to, like,
Wonder. Nick Wonder said he's worried about flipping in the ring and breaking it because he does the over the top rope.
every time I see somebody do that now, I wince a little bit. Just maybe not physically, but like on the inside, I'm like, oh God, please don't break your ankle. I just got PTSD from it, I guess. Every time I see somebody take a monkey flip out of the corner and land on his feet.
Steven was at that show. I remember you were at that show, and when that happened, you ever got a concussion during a match?
Not any diagnosed ones for sure, but I'm pretty sure I probably have. I'm pretty sure in that death match I took a light tube to the head. I probably did. I've gotten kicked in the head a few good times. Been rocked. I think what else?
What
Oh
was
yeah.
those light tubes like?
Do what?
What was the light tubes like, man? Because like taking a hit from one of them. What was that like?
Man, it's like I don't see how people do that. Like I've seen matches where people will just bash each other over the head over and over and over again with light tubes.
Yeah.
And like I took like one light tube to the head. That was it. And I had like a knot right in the middle of my scalp for like 5 months. Like it was sore up there. Like every time I touched it, it would feel sore for like 5 months straight. But the light tubes, man, yeah, they're and also the smoke that comes from them.
Oh yeah, well,
Be very dangerous to inhale that.
Yeah, it's got that powder in the and it's just, man, and see, these guys go and they pretty much beat the hell out of each other with like 1,000 of these light tubes in a match. Like, and I'm just sitting here thinking that stuff's getting in your skin. How does it not affect you? Like, I'm just sitting here thinking, like, you do it one time, maybe you get lucky, but these guys are doing it every week.
To some people, that's all the matches they do is death matches.
Yeah. And it's just, but I mean, I know you get paid a lot more to do.
Yeah, I heard people get paid if you want thumbtacks, it's an extra this. If you want light tubes, it's an extra that. It's how it is.
We need some drama. Nick Wonder, I can't give drama every night. You don't tune in when I give drama. I need you.
The drama's not special if it happens every night, Nick.
Exactly. Not enough drama. I don't do drama every night. I'm not Howard Stern 24 hours a day, just certain days of the week.
Just 2 hours out of every night.
Now Retro's saying there ain't no way this is Wess Warren because you're too likable.
Retro.
You're likable? I didn't know that was.
I'm likable?
Yeah, I didn't know that was possible.
I guess everybody has their own cup of tea, I guess.
Yeah. Let's see here. Steven Dixon. Are there certain wrestlers you enjoy beating up on?
Yeah, Vladimir Koloff for sure. Ray Fury, Braxton Hunter is really fun to beat up. I've gotten a liking to beating up on Jace recently. He's brand new. He's hungry. I know he likes getting beat up. Who else? I like beating up Christian Blake when I get a chance. Oh, did I mention Vladimir Koloff? Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned him one time or two times too many. But speaking of somebody you did mention there, we hadn't talked about much, who's been a pretty good influence on your career as well as Ray Fury.
Yeah, man. I know Ray saw me take my first bumps. And oddly enough, the first time I ever got in a wrestling ring in a show in front of people, I was under a mask. It looked awful. It looked awful. It was at the gym, at the church gym in Byram. And I got in for about 10 seconds, and he super kicked me right in the throat. He threw me out. And we've had a lot of matches since then. I can't even count how many. And back before let's say 2021, we were probably on the road together more than anybody. Definitely more time in the car with him than I spent with anyone else. Not even close. So
Yeah, that's
we've
somebody.
always had fun matches. I feel like every match we have gets better. So
Oh, it does, and y'all have
he's
some
helped me a
fun.
lot out too. One other thing I like about him is he'll tell me when I do good too. He'll also tell me when I suck, and he'll just straight up tell me when I suck. And I've never like shied away from that because like I feel like if people are willing to be that honest with you, they give a shit. So
Oh yeah, and he does, and that's the thing is that
that's
Ray's
at
got
least how
one
I was
out.
brought up anyway. Because like
Yeah.
I grew up playing football and stuff, and my always coach would always tell me that like get off your ass and all that stuff and stop being weak and stuff like that.
Coaches nowadays are not like they were when I was growing up.
Oh,
Because
I just thought about this the other day. My defensive coordinator would have gotten canceled back in the day, man.
yeah,
No way. He gets
mine
like,
definitely
my
would.
head coach would have been fine. He was fine, but my defense coordinator was unhinged.
Nick, it was an after school special last night. More you need more. You saw it. Okay, that was a good one. Oh man, I might have to get some drama built up soon. Then we need to get you on here, Nick. We need to get you back on here. That's what we need to do. Braxton, I look at the computer. The computer said Wes said fuck Koloff, fuck Fury, fuck Braxton. I'm like, why you say fuck me for?
Wait, what? I didn't say any of that.
You didn't? You sure?
Hmm.
Who would?
No, you asked me who my favorite people to beat up on were, and I said those names.
No,
I didn't say fuck any of them though.
no, you didn't. I don't
Which
know.
I guess it basically equates to the same thing. So
Thoughts on teaming with Frankie Thomas at BIW because y'all are Hate City. You're the tag team champions there as well.
yeah, I like working with Frankie. He's another guy I've known for a while since the start, and I've always enjoyed the way he works. I feel like we kind of have similar personalities too, so it kind of meshes really well.
What
And
position do you play in football?
position I played tight end, fullback, linebacker, and defensive end.
Well, that's why I want you on here. I don't need no drama. I need like this. I need a relaxed atmosphere here. Let's see. It's a video. Oh, so he's talking about video. 50 Cent. Watch the product, kid.
That one went over my head. Sorry.
Oh man. There's a name we have not mentioned that it was also around in your time. Another guy I love to death, and he's coming on the podcast is JD Jenkins, the full-time beast.
JD Jenkins, man, I love JD. I saw him at Lost Start of Wrestling in the crowd. I didn't get a chance to speak to him, but
I didn't either.
I saw him in the crowd. I didn't see him until I got out there.
Dude, I was out there.
I'm
he had his cowboy hat on.
Yeah, like JD's another. I knew him as Bubbler because he was Boot Boy Bubbler when I met him from the Boot Boys days. But he's like right up there with Ray, man. He was there when saw me my first day trying to train. He's the one that like toughened me up in the ring too in training because he would just go in there, he'd chop and club the shit out of me, and it toughened me up a lot. I psyched him and like Paul a lot for really toughening me up in the ring. But yeah, I always like me and JD had a match once at Battle Zone. It didn't get filmed, and it was great. Like the crowd was going nuts, and it never got filmed. But if you were there, you were there, and he remembers it too. But yeah, JD needs to come back for sure.
Yeah, I think he will eventually. Y'all haven't mentioned the Worm yet. Well, I'm trying not to mention him as much as I can, but we'll get into that because JD did smash that Worm. But I think
I was standing next to Walter's dad when that happened.
And I bet his dad was laughing.
He looked very concerned.
For JD?
I guess.
Because he wasn't concerned for the Worm, I don't think. But yeah. What's your thoughts on the Worm?
I've never had any issues with Walter personally, but that's my thought. Like I've never had any issues with him personally.
There you go. That's all you need to say. Don't even mention anything good.
If I had anything to say, I would, but like I really don't. Like I've
You
never
don't
like
need
he's never
to.
been like a dick to me or anything. I understand like y'all have issues, but
That's an understatement. The top rope dive happened. What was the mindset going into that specific dive in the Fatal 4-Way Ironman match?
I did a top rope dive in the Iron Man match.
I think they're talking about Koloff when he did the cannonball off the top rope. Didn't he do the cannonball off the
Yeah,
top
he did
rope?
a cannonball off the top rope. I didn't do a dive in the Iron Man match. I did a dive in a ladder match, in a Fatal 4-Way ladder match, but not in the Iron Man match. If you're asking about the ladder match, if that's the one you're talking about, Ryan, which I think it probably is, the one where I jumped over the rope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was in a ladder match at 225. Another one which Koloff was in, but he just can't escape me, can he? But but yeah, that dive, man, I just run and I just jump. I just go for it. It's like the only dive I really am really good. I don't know how to like flip in midair very well, so I just Superman it.
Yeah. Well, that's the best way to do it. Just go for it. Humpty Dumpty says, out of curiosity, do you go back and rewatch a match of yours and critique it?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch it back if I can get footage of it. And credit to Sam too. He's always has footage. Sam the cameraman. But
Humpty Dumpty, it's not Sam, it's Humpty Dumpty. Get it right.
But yeah, I'll always watch my stuff back. I'll watch it back at least once or twice before I just try to learn from what it was. If anything got like messed up, or if I messed anything up, the other guy messed anything up, just timing things, small shit mainly.
Raza Riley. Now, what do you think about this rising star here?
Man, I like Raza. We had a match at Gulf State like a month or two ago. I think it was like 2 months ago, probably. But yeah, Raza's got a lot of potential. I was looking for him in the Mississippi Rumble, but he got thrown out before I got in. I was waiting on him. Well, I was hoping he'd be waiting on me, but he wasn't. But I'm sure we'll cross paths again.
Oh yeah,
Raza. He just debuted at BIW.
Yeah,
so we'll probably cross paths again.
And Suge White made his debut at BIW as well.
Yeah, him and Raza both made their debuts at BIW that day. The ropes was wet. Excuses, Raza. Excuses. That's all I hear is excuses.
Yeah, Raza's got a bright future, man. Great talent. So let's see. What else can we dive into here before we start wrapping up? One thing we need to do is go check out my Facebook, subscribe to it for 99 cents a month, and you get a chance to win free merch every Monday night through July. We're going to give away some free t-shirts and stuff. And our favorite shirt is the Brilliant Show Off the Rail shirt. Go to brainbustertees.com if you want to purchase one. It's awesome. So, Wes, we talked a little bit about Pro Wrestling Ego. Got to mention Jay Andrews as well. Hadn't talked about him. What's your thoughts on Jay?
Man, I wouldn't have gotten in the business without Jay, probably, because that was his promotion. He let me in. He was the one booking me. Jay's, I think, been a believer of mine since I met him. He saw me when I sucked, saw me improve. So, man, Jay and Nightmare are they're like this to me because, in relation to me anyway, because like they were both like Nightmare helped me break me in, and Jay like provided the platform and taught me helped teach me how to set the ring up, how to tear it down. Told people what it took to be in the business for a while if you wanted. But man, I owe a lot to Jay. I love Jay.
He's a good guy. He really is. I enjoy working with him.
And I miss Ego too.
Chris Ricard, it says June 30th on what the description. If it does, I'll change it later. Yeah, Jay was great. Me and Koloff went and did a Ego show that was at the I think it was in, where was it at? He did it.
It was the recent one, right? The one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
I'm aware of the show, but I can't remember where it was either.
It was 45 minutes from my house. But
okay.
I mean, it was literally 45 minutes from my house. It was on the reservation. at one of the schools, and Conahata, that's where it was at, and that was fun to do that. Now, let's see here. Let's see what else we can get into. So, I got a question. Why don't you go to Battle Zone anymore?
I want to go to Battle Zone.
Yeah.
They haven't called to book me yet in a while.
Oh, Pharaoh, open up a few of them dollar bills, man. I hadn't. Let's see here. What else we got? All right, what's your thoughts on Sing Pet? I mean, his retirement and whatnot here.
I think Sing Pet has also been ducking me, which is why he keeps retiring over and over again.
It does seem like he retires when you come up ready for a match, and it's like I'm retired.
He's retired. He came back to the Mississippi Rumble, but he retired after that.
Yeah,
he came out of retirement at the Rumble and then went back into retirement after the Rumble.
He was supposed to be on the show that Monday, and one Monday, and he comes up on like a Thursday, and he goes,
it'd be hilarious. You need to try to do, Brandon. You need to try to get Gato, Sing Pet, and Asian Allen all on here at the same time.
I'm gonna try to get them. I had Gato and Sing Pet on it at the same time one time.
When?
Go back on YouTube. You can look at it. It was when we did the deal for the Mississippi Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
Sing Pet was on there, and then Gato was on there. I don't know if it wasn't at the same time, but they were on there on the same show.
Yeah, you never see them. You never see any of those guys in the same room at the same time either. So.
I've never seen Asian Allen ever. He's making his first.
I don't think anybody has.
He's making his first public appearance right here on the British Show Monday night.
I want to see him in the ring.
What?
Let's see what he's got.
He just got done training. You can't just push him into the ring.
You can. Asian Allen can. He looks pretty built, so he should be all right.
Oh, he's built. He's built like a boat, a beetle, a boat.
He's built like a baked potato.
Oh man, it can happen. It can happen. Look at it. It can happen. I promise you this. Before the end of 2025, I will have Asian Allen, Sing Pet, and Gato all at the same time on the British Show because they're going to interview the brilliant one.
Oh, Jesus. Let me know when that is, please. Let me know when that is.
I'm gonna work it out. I got to do it in 2025, but I got a few months left, so we'll get it done. But yeah, dude, like we go back like 6 years ago. You did the first podcast, and that was over the phone. And now here we are in 2025 doing a different podcast and this video. What do you think? You like this version?
Yeah, man, it's a lot more intimate. I feel like a lot more fan interaction too. We definitely didn't have like the chat or anything on the King of Wrestling podcast, did we? I don't think we did.
No, we
did. It's a lot more intimate, a lot more interactive. So I think you got a pretty fun thing going here.
Yeah, I think you can get into it on this and get a lot. Like you got Sing Pet, Asian Allen. You got even Ryan up in here. I need it. You need what?
Ryan, what do you need?
I don't know what's Ryan up needing, but so anyway, dude, I know you got a lot to do tonight, and you got the 4th of July coming up this weekend. Got any plans?
No plans at the moment. Probably just go down to Gonzalo's and hang out there. I don't really have anything going on.
You don't have no shows either, do you?
No, not this weekend. I got Gulf State next week.
You got to Gulf State next week. I
got to work the Everbird, right. The Everbird Andreas for Andreas. For the light heavyweight title.
Another great talent as well. He's the light heavyweight champion.
No, the title's vacant. So there's been a tournament. So me and him are the finals. So winner will be the new Gulf State Wrestling light heavyweight champion.
Retro Maniac wants to know what's in Gonzales.
a special ginger or somebody.
So you got Gulf State. What's some other shows you got coming up? Because I know you got Lost Art of Wrestling in July the 25th as well. So if you want to go ahead and plug some of the upcoming shows you got.
Yeah, I got Gulf State next week, Lost Art of Wrestling. The Friday after that, then the next day after that, I got Pro Wrestling 225 in Denham Springs. And I got BIW on August 2nd. In Oak Grove. That'll be a really fun show. Josh is doing something
Josh,
very, very different for that show.
He is.
Do what?
I said, oh, he's doing something different, huh?
Yeah, he's gonna do something where the matches are gonna be decided that day.
Oh wow!
It's random.
Yes, I did see that. Yes,
And the people that are on the card that could potentially be matched up with is me very excited. I got Steve Anthony's on there. Steve Anthony's on there. What you wish, Koloff. You wish, but Steve Anthony is part of the roster for that show. Barrett Brown, Geo Savage, Cowboy Cliff Rogers, Demo Diamond, myself, Orion, and Danny Rivera, I believe his name. But yeah, man, all those matches, like
Danny Rivera,
and also
Danny
Alex Arsenal too.
Is it Danny Limelight Rivera?
Not him. Something else. I can't. I don't think it's Danny Rivera. It's something else like that though. He's have to forgive me. I've never met the guy though.
I have to look at it. I've talked to, but yeah, I had Josh on not long ago, and like I said, BIW is one of those top echelon programs and or promotions in independent wrestling as well.
It took me a little bit to get to BIW.
I think everybody a little bit.
I remember trying to get booked by Josh. I don't know, 2018 or 19. I wasn't 2 years in, and I wasn't ready for it. And he kind of let me know that. And then around 2022, I guess I was ready. And I've been coming in for one-offs here and there ever since. But wasn't until this past year, the last like 6 months, he started using me more. So, and yeah, I really like BIW. It's a lot of fun. He never has a light crowd either. Always hot, always packed.
Always packed. Well, you was there. I believe you was there. Hey, Paul, right? I believe you was there that night that Steve Anthony took my head off, and Angel Camacho. I had no shirt on.
I don't think I was.
You wasn't? I'm
not sure.
You were there.
At BIW?
Yeah. When I
was Camacho took your head off?
No. Steve
did.
He was taking on APOC.
What town was that in?
Brookhaven.
Because
Barrett Brown was there, and okay.
Yeah, I wasn't there.
Yeah, Steve took my head off that night, and security was supposed to come get me, and they never did. And I just happened to remember that Angel Camacho was coming over the top rope, and I had to roll under the ring.
I'd get out of the way too. That
Destined Forever. That's going to be another tag defend. All right. So we're about to get here. I'm going to mention a few names, and you just tell me what your thoughts on.
Word association.
Yeah, word association.
All right.
I'm going to save the best for last, though, because I got to ask about it. But first up, know your thoughts on Vladimir Koloff. Know your thoughts on JD, Jay, all of them. Let's go with Tommy Wetgin.
Tommy Wetgin?
Yeah.
Nice guy.
Oh, that's all you can say.
Nice guy.
Everybody's impressed with Wes. He's great. I don't know if he's a nice guy, but anyway. All right, next up.
I never had any problem with Tommy, personally.
I hadn't either until recently. So
I've heard, trolling. But I've never had any issues with him personally.
I don't know why he's trolling me. John Saxton.
I like John. He was he does like helps out BIW now in the back. Very. I like working with John because he has a very unique way of looking at things. And I hope he'll be there more often at BIW too, because I definitely want to pick his brain some more. So, I wish I could have gotten a match with him at some point, but I think
Don't talk him out of retirement. You're going to talk him out. He's watching this right now.
I might, John.
Wess Warren.
I might, John. If you want, I'm right here. I would love to work with you.
Yeah, John's a great guy. He's got a lot of knowledge too. All right. We're going to start wrapping this up, so I'm going to go ahead and ask. I'm going to ask it. Did you watch the episode, not this past Monday, but the Monday before, with Matty Ice?
I did. What?
What was your thoughts?
On that whole situation?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have any, like, my whole thought was, I feel like I did everything I could to keep the match on track. It just didn't work out. Like I said, I wouldn't like trying to, I wasn't trying to like shoot on him or anything, but
No, well, you wasn't shooting on him, and I explained that to him. Like, that's what you do. I mean,
yeah.
But hell, Wess Warren's going to lay chops in. That's nothing new, And I told him, well, nobody's shooting on you. It's hard to shoot on somebody in 2025. If you think you're getting shot on in 2025, you're an idiot, because nobody, you yourself, is not going to ruin your reputation to shoot on somebody. Means, and I'm not saying this, Matty, to you, but like, I'm not going to shoot on you to ruin my career.
Mm-hmm.
So anybody that's got that mindset that you're going to be shot on, it's not that, you're just a pussy. All right, continue. I'm sorry. Did I fry your brain?
What'd you say? I'm messing with you, man. What did you say?
I just said, did I fry your brain there?
No.
But I know you wasn't shooting on him.
No.
I mean, we know that. And I mean, that's just it. But I tried, to let them know that I've been around you long enough that I knew you wasn't going to shoot on nobody. But I mean, you do lay in stuff. That's not no secret. I mean, but that's what makes it look good. And everything. And I tried, try to talk some sense into the kid, and I think, maybe I did, and we'll hope it happens. But Binky Jordan, there's another name. Mention that, Binky Jordan.
Binky. I like Binky.
Binky's great. You're welcome for that, Paul.
Welcome for what?
I like Paul. Paul's great. Runs a great promotion in Law Starter Wrestling. If you've
I've always liked Paul. Paul was part of the first match I ever had. At the Hideaway. Remember the Hideaway?
Oh yes, that was.
The first match I ever had there. Paul was in.
The Hideaway
part of it.
Like a TV venue.
I miss the Hideaway, man. Anybody that worked at Pro Wrestling Ego back in 20, I don't know. I know they were running the Hideaway before I started working there.
They were running the Hideaway for years and years. And
I
think
I love the Hideaway. The old clubhouse from GCW kind of reminded me of the Hideaway, and the way it was lit up and all that.
You're laying in it.
Oh yeah. Thank you, Paul. Thank you. I get it now. But I miss the Hideaway, man. That was a great venue, good location too. It was right next to like a restaurant, bar, sports bar next door. So I know that place always liked when we had a show there.
Elaborate on what happened at the 225 Rumble with the last call for hot dogs.
What? What are you talking about?
What happened at the Pro Wrestling 225 Rumble? I guess Super Gold.
Oh yeah, Chad Brown. He got in the ring. I think he's like some sponsor or something. But he got in the ring. Somebody said last call for hot dogs. He got excited and ran out after the hot dogs.
Oh, dang, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Yep. That was it.
Well, Wes, thanks, man, for coming in. Is there anything else you want to plug before we start to close out?
Yeah, if you want to follow me on Instagram, it's Wess_Warren, WESS_Warren. And I got Facebook too if you want to follow me there. But so I got the plug at the moment. Next week then I'm at Gulf State Wrestling in Morgan City. Weekend after that, I got Lost Art of Wrestling and Pro Wrestling 225. And the week after that, I got BIW. That's the short schedule for the foreseeable future. But that's all I got, man.
Awesome. Well, you hang in there for just a second. I'll be I want to ask you a couple things real quick off there, but we'll be right there. So I'm going to close the show out. Thank y'all for joining us. And remember to hit that like button. Subscribe to us on Facebook. Check us out on YouTube and everywhere else on the podcast platforms. Thank you for joining us. Y'all have a good night. Tomorrow night, we're going to have Chris Ricard from MCW coming on, talking about the tournament this weekend and some other stuff as well. Hey, Moondog, you caught us right at the end. You caught us right at the end. But thank you for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow night right here on The Breed Show.
Lights blaze bright, it's a glorious sight. The champ of the mic owns the night. With a mind so slick and a suit so clean, he's running this ring like a wrestling machine. From gold-plated deals to jaw-dropping schemes, he's the mastermind of your